Hey Metal Maniacs, this is Metal Meltdown, and we are trashing now of the Softee's Metal Meltdown or Metal Messiah Radio. Keep brutal!
Alrighty, Metal Maniacs, here we go. Please help me welcome to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Lima, Peru, from Peru's premier thrash metal band, the mighty Maze of Terror. Here to talk about their latest offering, Offer to the Fucking Beast. Joining us, we have Leviathan on bass and voice. Also in the band, there is a Criminal on guitars and Hammer on drums. So please welcome Leviathan. Welcome to the Metal Meltdown, Leviathan. Thank you for the opportunity.
Hello, big thank you to everyone and to listeners now. Really thank you for your time. Really thank you for the space.
How have you been out there as far as dealing with this COVID pandemic? Did it slow down the process of you getting your music out there, or did you find it to be a very productive period for you?
Well, honestly, we need to be productive always because we are really a no band for a small country. Well, not a small country, but it's a small scene, a metal scene. We need to prove something themselves in every step we do. Pandemic gives you a chance to finishing the lyrics of the last album. But really, at the moment of the pandemic, we have the last album completely written. Really was an problem for us, the pandemic, because delays the album so much. We have planned the album for 2020, but because of the pandemic, we need to stop it because exists a lockdown in Peru all the 2020 year. Was a really a mess for us. But well, we wait for almost 60 months to finishing the album. But happy, uh, happily, we finishing the album in 2021, and well, we launched it 3 months ago.
Right. Okay. Well, you got it out there, and you had the music ready, so you survived the situation. That's good. And I have checked out your killer release, Offer to the Fucking Beast. It consists of 10 killer tracks, and this is released to Extreme Music, based in Spain. It's a kick-ass raw thrash offering, your second full offering, as you mentioned. What led you to sign with Extreme Music?
Well, it's a simple story. We released a version of our first album in Spain to the label Tando Steel Records. A good friend, Khaled Paco Mate, is the owner of that label. He knew to Dave Rotten, the owner of Extreme Music. Dave Rotten listened our music via this tape. I think he really liked our music. In 28, he written to us to propose doing an album, a second album. At that moment, we have 2 or 3 songs, but we start to written in big level, to written fast new songs. We planned the album as I say before, for 2020, but this was just difficult. But Extreme Music was really patent to us to waiting for till the time we are ready to launch the album, and they pays our cover arts, and they really support to us so much because they send our music to so much signs, so much channels on YouTube, so much reviewers to talk about the album. We are really happy with that.
Excellent. And let's learn about the making of Offer of the Fucking Beast. Who was responsible for the production? Who produced this, and what studio was this recorded in? Who mastered, mixed, and got this offer ready? And also, I'd like to know, you mentioned the cover art. It's a very thrashy, bloody cover art, very thrashy. Who designed the cover art, and also who designed your logo? If you could let us know this information, it will be very helpful.
And well, about the logo of the band, to start the sponsor, we are in the band designers. We designed the logo together 10 years ago. Okay. The logo is inspired on the idea on the mouth of the feral beast. Like, the idea of the logo is a mouth. Must be look like a mouth. Yes. Well, about the album, in 28, we think our first album, Ready to Kill, has a really processed sound for the time, as a sound in a top level, a perfect sound. But we think at that moment we need an album for really more vintage, more noisy sound, to be different than the first one. It's because we got a studio called El Arca. In English, the Ark.
The Ark?
The Ark. It's the name of the studio.
Okay.
There's one friend called Gula. He's a great producer in the style of the noisy sound. It's because, as you will know, our second album has a more old school sound than the first one.
Yeah, I find it to be like a very raw sound. It's like it almost feels live.
Yes, it's because I think it's more appropriate for this album. And because we need to contact people to like more the old school sound, it's because we do this change. And obviously to be really different from the first one. About the cover art, we work in the past when we do our split with Witch Haven with artist Carl Dammer, and they do the cover for that split, and we really like it. It's because he has a really talent to be visceral in his art. It's because as the idea for we have for the second album is the music absolutely and the lyrics has more visceral than the first one. It's because at that moment we need a visceral artwork. Really, the CD has two cover arts, one in the front and one beside, and we're really happy with that because he captures really the visceral lyrics and motivation of the album.
Very bloody.
Very bloody.
Yeah, and thank you for that information, Leviathan. And as we talked about COVID, how has that affected you in your ability to perform live? Have you been able to plan any tour in support of Offer to the Fucking Beast? And do you have any shows of the past that you can mention to us or anything coming up in the future that you'd like to spread the word on?
Well, we are playing now. We played 2 weeks ago, and we will play in the next 2 weeks. Only local shows till the end of the year. But we really plan a tour in the other country. But we are a really little bit superstitious about say anything before. When it's ready, of course, I will say to you, maybe for another interview, tell you all the plans on the band. But for the moment, we are planning something. And of course, we are composing songs because we planned a third album.
That's good news. That's good news. Planning a third album, and yeah, definitely keep in touch with me if you have shows coming up. You can just let me know in a message, and I'll help spread the word on the social networks.
Yes,
absolutely.
We have a show. This is the Sunday. This is the 19th of December. It's a big show for in a big stage with so many bands, 30 bands on the scene. Was really cool here in Lima, Peru. Will be really cool. I invite you to listeners now. If you are in Peru, to come to the show. Will be really fun.
Excellent. Thanks for that information. And I say this all the time. One of the most important parts of these interviews is, supporting the underground and informing the fans on how they can support these bands. And here we're talking about Maze of Terror, and we want to let the fans know how they could support the band by getting merch. So I want to give a couple of links. I have your Bandcamp page, mazeofterror.bandcamp.com, and are there any other links that we need to inform the fans about, or is that the one place that's best for them to get copies, let's say, of the CD or digital downloads, or what other kind of merch you may have? Would that be the best place?
Well, I think the best place to support the band for everyone to can't buy a CD direct from us is Bandcamp, because you really will support us listen to music and buy our music via our account. But if you want to have this is for everyone. If you want to have a CD, it's really easy because Stream Music sends so much of our CDs to every part of the world, and every part is valid to buy our music. If you found our CDs, I really say to everyone, take you a chance to listen to music if you like it, and I'm sure you will like it and buy our music. And everyone, in every place you found it.
Okay, great. And beyond the music, what other merch do you currently have available for your fans?
We have at this moment a deal with Season of Mist. We sell shirts via Season of Mist of all the covers of all our albums, of his album, coming soon our second album too. And well, also we have a special t-shirt we launched some days ago with a special design do it by themselves. via our Facebook page, facebook.com thrash. If everyone take a chance to check a view of our page, and we are really happy to talk with you to buy to everyone at the shirt. It's a really cool design.
And that's Maze of Terror Thrash on Facebook.
Exactly. Maze of Terror Thrash on Facebook.
Thank you, Leviathan. And I noticed there's a couple of videos out there for you for this latest release, and I'd like to talk about that with you, get some background. The first one I noticed is your official lyric video, Priest of the Ancient Ones, and then your official video for Star Beast. Could you give our listeners some background information about the making of these videos, as far as the direction, the editing, who created these videos, and if there's any plans for future making of videos in support of Offer of the Fucking Beast? We'd like to know that as well.
Well, the lyric video was a support from the label. It's our first lyric video. I think it's really cool. It's about Tulu. It's a Lovecraftian tribute to this awesome mythology. We are really fans of Lovecraftian word. It's really a tribute to everyone to enjoy Lovecraftian mythology. About our second video clip. It's our second video clip of the band. The first one was on the first album. This is our second. In this moment, was released by themselves. The direction of the last video clip, Starvis, was done by the drummer of the band, Hammer. And a friend was on the camera, called Spectro. He is a singer from a great death metal band from here called Anthropomancer. And the edition was done by me. It's a totally do by ourselves. And we are really proud of it. I really invite to everyone to see our video clip Starvis. It's a really big tribute to the saga of the Alien, the 8th Passenger. I think you will really enjoy it.
Excellent. Thank you for that info. And Leviathan, would you like to talk about your gear? Would you like to talk about your bass guitar or anything that you use?
We're really fans to the guitar tone of the vintage sound. Amplifiers with tubes. Obviously, in life, we play with everything we have the chance to take. But at home, we have a really big amplifier Marshall with tubes. It's a vintage. We rehearsal in my home. We like the sound. We like the sound of the more trashy sound, vintage, 80s, 80s. I have a bass, a Fender Squier. It's an old Fender Squier. I record all the albums with that bass. It was a property of a friend of the last studio we recorded the first album. But I buy it some years ago. I usually use in live overdrive pedal to be a more garage sound, because we consider themselves a garage band, because also sound is really noisy. It's especially noisy in live. It's because our last album is really noisy too. We found that we are more comfortable with nice sound in live, especially.
So you consider yourself a garage band, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
About the drums, we now use rototones. It's a sound similar to the drums of the albums, like for example, Possessed, or for example, Schizophrenia from Sepultura. They use so much rototones for the sound, because it's more savage, more garage. We really like the garage sound in your music.
All right. It definitely shines through in your music. You definitely have that garage sound, that rawness. And Leviathan, what do you do when you're not doing the band? Do you have like a regular job to make money?
Obviously, because we are old people. I have 35 years. And yes, we are workers than everyone. Our drummer, for example, also plays in God Seaman. He is a drummer from God Seaman. The big back on Seaman is a writer. He works on that. Our guitar player is a classic guitarist. He knows how to play folkloric music in Peru. He's a really fan of soccer. I'm graphic designer. I do flyers. I do their visual works on the band, for example. We are really busy of that, really. And that supports us so much because the money we gain, we used to do more albums and do more tours. We are really a people to like to work. Yeah, really.
Excellent. Yeah, great. And Leviathan, what would you say is next for Maze of Terror? Is there anything that you'd like to inform the fans about what to expect next from the band?
Well, the next for the band is now do tours, play in so much places that we don't play before. We want to do it. We want to throw so much in the next 2 or 3 years. We record at the same time of the album an EP of 4 songs. The EP is ready and recorded, ready to listen. We only wait the change of the year to 2022 to release it. Will be released in Mexico. We are really happy with that too. We are really happy to you listen the next EP. After that, we release another EP. Will be an EP about the terror in cinema, the cinematic terror. And after that, we will release our third album. And we are now composed to both things so hard. We have to do songs for the moment because we are really composed constantly for the third album. It's a plan of 2 or 3 years. But as I said before, in these 2 or 3 years, we plan to tour so much. We try to so long here, and everyone to like the band. I invite you to write to us if you want to play in your city. We will plan some big tours. We are really open to play in every place the people want.
That's excellent, Leviathan. And I'd like to thank you for spending time with us tonight on Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio to catch everyone up to speed with Maze of Terror. At this time, would you like to say anything to your fans that are tuning in right now?
A big hug to all the fans, a big hug to all the people, metal hells, jackals, and demons to listen now. We are really happy with that. I have to say, invite you to everyone to listen metal music in Peru. We have so many great bands, for example, Guaximena, Hades, Anal Vomit, new bands like Hyena, Anthropomancia, Sordid, Vulvanic, Evil Spectrum, for example, Obscure Evil. We have so many really good bands to you listen. And obviously, of course, listen Maze of fucking Terror. You are really happy with our music.
Okay. Thank you again. And I wish you and all in the band great success for the new year. Stay healthy out there. And may you have many more years of continued success. And all the best to you. All right? How about we go crank up some more Maze of Terror and crank it up loud? Let's do it.
Really thank you to you, my friend, too. I really thank you for the parties. I really thank you for the time. And I really want the best for you, too. Really thank you. Really thank you for this space. Really thank you for supporting the band.
This is what we do here. No, thank you. This is what we do here. This is what we're all about.